we as caregivers, we all have to have a good understanding of those 7 stages. We have to comprehend and understand and feel the need for us to understand the theory of retrogenesis, and we need to know what the client's basic functions are, what they're able to perform. So I married all these 3 together, and I came up with these stages that you're seeing. Okay? Essentially what it is, I'll give you an example. Stage 7, we don't have any clients at stage 7 right now. I'll talk a little bit about stage 7. Stage 7 are infants-like. Okay? We are talking about clients who, are either wheelchair bound or bedridden totally. They can follow very, very minimal direction. Okay? And these are the stages anyone with dementia, Alzheimer's, at some point will get to if they continue to live. Okay? Because there's the clients do progress from stage 1 all the way up to stage 7, depending on their lifespan, their life cycle. But getting from stage 1 to stage 2, it takes anywhere from 8 to 18 months. So there are time frames when clients get from one stage to another. Okay? If they continue to live long, it's inevitable for us to avoid the progression. For not the progression, the transition from one stage to another. Okay? So what I did was, we got to take care of our clients. And I didn't know this. I'm talking about 7 years ago, and I did not know this. When I was practicing as an occupational therapist, and I started working with clients with dementia, Alzheimer's, and one of my things was I was very good at actually teaching clients to feed themselves. That's one thing I picked up, and I did very well. And my caregivers would come up to me and say that, I'm going to give my client a shower. I said, okay, I'll wait, So you got to come back after a half hour. I said, that's fine. And I see this client in the shower, screaming and yelling. Well, I was young, I didn't know better, I was just getting to learn and do things, and I had no idea, okay? But now I'm beginning to learn these things. Can you imagine taking an infant and putting that infant in a shower? If you do that, what happens? They scream and yell. Let's go back to stage 6, okay? If you look at stage 6, 12 to 18 months old, we take this client, and if we put them in a shower, what happens? You can't do that. And it's being done. It's being done. Not here, but it's being done. And what do you do with a 12 to 18 month old? Sponge bathe. Okay, how do you get them to participate? You take the child, put in a little small tub, and you start sponge bathing. You think they'll participate? No. You have to win their confidence, their trust. They have to know you. They bond with their mother or whoever cares for them on a consistent basis. And that's exactly what our clients need. Okay? So essentially it is not to treat our clients like a child, but we need to understand what the developmental stages are. Same thing with dressing. Okay? I'll give you an example. I think some of you will nod your head. Let's look at level 2 and level 3. 18 months to 3-year-old, 4 to 10 years old. They like to wear the same shirt and pant. No matter. What do you give them? My son, who's 4 years old, he loves a Spider-Man outfit. He wants to wear that every single day. Am I going to fight him? What if I fight him? What's going to happen? He's going to scream and yell. He loves this pair of jeans now. He is crazy about those jeans and shirt, and he wants to wear them every day. I kind of wrestled with him. I was not getting anywhere with him. I just went and bought 4 more pairs of same pants and same shirts. I said, you know what? If that's going to make you happy, if that's going to make your day, and if that's going to stop us having this battle every single morning, let's do it. There's nothing wrong. It's about our clients. It's not about us. It's not about, hey, you know what? I feel like, I think my mom should wear this, or my dad, or my client should do this. It's not about us. It's about them. And this kind of gives you an idea what those stages mean. And I think if you sit and read the stage, I don't want to go through the entire list, but if you see, you'll start applying those things, Same with brushing your teeth, feeding. I mean, you can expect an 18-month-old to feed themselves. They will feed, but how do they feed? They'll use finger food, his hands, spillage all over. Okay? And, what do? We have to find ways to protect them. And so in a similar fashion, we do not, and again I want to emphasize and impress on this, we do not treat our clients as children, but we need to understand what their developmental stages are for us to care for them the right way. And this is slowly catching up. This was very controversial, very politically incorrect, a few years ago. People felt that, you're treating my mom or dad or even caregivers, they were not embracing it. Now slowly, bigger associations, agencies are beginning to embrace this, because if I don't understand who my client is, what my client is, where they're coming from, how do I care for them? How can I care for them?
You're going to make their life stressful.
Now, I'll give you an example. There are some times, and the clients, would say, hey, I don't want to take a shower today. Okay, we'll try it again. I don't want to take a shower. We'll try it again. Or I don't want to shave. Well, shower, I think we're pretty, careful. We try our best to coax them and motivate them. But things like, shaving or not to do with personal hygiene, we kind of go a little bit lenient on them. The only reason is, if that's going to agitate them, if that's going to turn them into, make them unhappy and make them restless, why bother? Hey, they can go a day without shaving. And I'm not saying that we'll leave the client without shaving, unshaven. If you see it's not being done, please let us know, but there's a reason. You see that it's all about them. It's all about our clients. And now, how does this apply to what we do here? Oh, these 5 principles are great. What are we doing with these 5 principles? Yes, we need to come up with a care plan. And I invite you guys to take a look at the care plan. If there's something that we didn't do right, please let us know, because it's truly a partnership. Caring for clients with dementia, Alzheimer's is not like, a regular assisted living. It's a partnership. When we raise our children, when the children are in preschool or in kindergarten or, elementary school, we partner with our teachers, right? I mean, the teachers can do whatever they want. I mean, and if there's no contribution from the family or from the parents, I mean, the child is getting anywhere. I see a similar relationship. Hopefully, we can continue to develop as we move forward. With caring for your loved ones, and we need that partnership. There are so many things we don't know. We observe them and we come up with this care plan. The care plans are so specific, so specific. What do you tell them? How do you tell them? When do you tell them? How much? That's how much we break it down. You have to be careful. There are certain things that if you say, and you should know what to say, and that's something that we have to learn. And we learn, sometimes through trial and error. Sometimes, we get that information from you. And we say that, clients respond right away. And then she writes it down on the book. So when caregivers go, they have to read that. And every caregiver has to follow the same instructions. Okay? They cannot deviate from those instructions. And that's our biggest challenge. That's our biggest human challenge. And I think that's very important for our caregivers to understand. That's very important for our clients to go through. Because what happens? You do the same thing every day, the same fashion, the same way, the same method. You're repeating it, the same process. You're establishing a routine. The routine becomes a structure. Now, if a client is able to dress his or her lower body, we know that he or she can do, and we encourage them, say the right things to motivate them to do, and they keep doing it every single day, what happens? They're not going to lose that function. Or they may lose that function, but not within the time frame. When you go from one stage of the disease to another stage, it may take a longer time for them to lose that function. Our goal is to focus on that function so that the objective of the program is we cannot cure the disease. However, we can make it very comfortable for them. We can give them quality life. We can give them a life filled with dignity. We can prolong the stages of the disease by engaging them in those functions that they can do. Okay? There's a good chance if someone can dress their upper body, okay, upper body is a lower function, lower body is a higher function, which means that you should know how to put your shirt first before you can put your pants on, or before you can even progress to buttoning, unbuttoning and stuff like that. Those are all very higher functions. If you keep doing the same thing over and over, there's a good possibility, again, there's a very good possibility. The only reason I say there's a good possibility is there are new studies that are showing that brain cells do regenerate with brain power activities. Okay? So there's a very good chance that they will start dressing the lower body. That directly is tied to those ADL functions. We try our best to slow the disease process. % of the activities that we do here are therapeutic. Okay? 20% are entertainment. Okay? I'll give you an example. And we have these stages, right? So the stages are anywhere from infancy all the way up to a 4-year-old. How many 4-year-olds or even 5-year, 6-year-olds, we bring some kind of entertainment? You take them to some kind of music or, that you can actually keep them focused. My children can't focus even in church. They have to go to Sunday school. They cannot sit with me because 5 minutes stops, they're pulling the pencil, moving this, they're restless, they're moving around. That's how they are. Okay? A clown will entertain them. Okay? Well, we can't do clown here because we got to be age specific also. Even though they have these stages, we are dealing with something even bigger. Now I have the early developmental stages, but I also have an adult that I'm dealing with. Adult has their adult personalities that they have developed over time. So we have to look at both these personalities, both these characters, both these virtues, and we have to come up with a plan. So what we did was our activities program. We started this activities program, and we are slowly rolling it out. Our activities program actually focuses on these elements. Anything and everything that we do. Yes, of course we do entertainment. We play bingo. I'm not against bingo. Please don't take me wrong. Those are fun stuff. Playing cards is fun stuff. Those are good memory skills and things like that. But when we do activities, what we focus on is 6 areas. Okay, one is a social emotional activity. One of the things that you see is with clients with dementia Alzheimer's, the social emotional thing seems to be missing, some element of it. Okay, then the large motor skill, which is standing, balance, sitting, all big large motor activities. Small motor activities, which would be pegs, like little fine motor, buttoning, unbuttoning, a lot of little stuff. Visual activities, visual orientation, depth perception, things like that. Reasoning, ability to reason. We actually reasoning, sequencing. We do enactment of TV shows that they can think of, that they can remember, and have them actually played for us. Take them through sequences. Okay, are they able to sequence? Are they able to thought process and things like that? They may do. Sometimes they may not do. It doesn't. We're not interested in the quality. We're interested in if they're able to do that. Okay. Last but not the least is language. Language goes, with the progression of the disease, language goes away. Okay. So it's very important. Expressive, receptive part of language. It's very important for us. And these are the key elements that we focus on. So any activity that we do, we want to make sure that these components Then all these 6 elements are part of that activity. Like I'll give you a good example. Let's say that we do a cornhole game. Clients who can stand, clients who can sit. They're standing, they're sitting. That's a large motor activity. If they swing their arm, that's a large motor activity. They lean down, which is balance, also is a large motor activity. They're looking at the beanbag, and it's a visual. They look at the hole. There's a distance, there's a depth, okay, and gives them a sense of visual orientation to what they're looking at. Now, they're interacting with other players. That becomes part of language. You see that? That's what we do. We bring in activities that has all that addresses all these elements. Why do we do that? There's a reason why we do that. These 6 areas are so essential for us to do our basic functions, ADL functions. So it's very important. And again, activities is something that we're working on. We're doing it in phases. And who do you think would be the best person to engage, do this kind of activity? Someone who has a lot of patience, someone who has a lot of tolerance. Because they will start the activity and all of a sudden I lost a client. The client is walking around, which is fine. I'm not going to redirect that client. Let them go. They'll come back visual. They'll come back where the group is, where there's a lot of noise, there's a lot of action. They will come back. Okay? And in my experience, I did a lot of voluntary work with my kids, and I think someone with like preschool degree or someone with that kind of education will do well. But they have to understand the disease also. I'll give you an example, and I'm sharing this because it makes sense. It may make sense to you today. It may not make sense to you today, but it'll make sense to you sometime down the road. There are certain things our clients do a certain way. There is a reason why they do that. I have a client that I still have. She's upstairs, and she's been with us for a very long time, and she has progressed. Her disease has progressed, and all of a sudden she's actually using the corridor as a bathroom, as a toilet. Okay? Caregivers, oh, you can't do that. Yes, of course you can't do that. But there's a reason why she's doing that. We started doing a little bit more research. She used to live in West Virginia, and that's what they did when they were young. They went out. Okay? There's a reason why our clients act a certain way. It is up to us as providers, up to us as caregivers to figure it out, to find out. The only way we can do that is with your help, with your support, and with your participation. And it's really it's a partnership caring for clients with dementia, Alzheimer's. Now, one thing I always tell my caregivers, my staff, and I think, when you go through the double doors, those 2 white double doors, when you go through those double doors, you are entering into a different world. You forget your world, you leave your world outside, you leave the world that you're oriented to, and immerse yourself into your mom's and dad's world. Don't try to reorient them. Don't try to redirect them. You will only cause agitation. You will only create other, unwanted emotional, responses. Get into their world. Make it fun and exciting. Their world is so much fun. There's so much you can learn. And become part of the world. Sometimes, I'll give an example. I had a client upstairs, and she's one of them actually who helped me write this program. One of them, I can tell their names. It's Eunice Lundblad. She's still up there with us. Norma Wright, Dorothy Hill. These are some of my clients who really helped me shape this program. And Norma, came from a very well-to-do family, and she used to own 6, 7 airplanes, and she loved flying. She and her husband always flew. They were out of New York, and she loved fast cars, convertibles. And every single time, she would see me, or she would see a car outside, she wants to get in it. She wants to get out. She wants to go have fun. And I get involved in it. I wouldn't say you can't go. I wouldn't say, hey, that's not your car. It's too hot outside or too cold outside. I get into the car mode. I get into the convertible mode. We start talking about cars. From cars, I move her to tires, wheels, rims, engines, and horsepowers. And if she can continue to participate, from there I move her to planes, airplanes, and move her from topic to topic to topic to topic and bring her back to land. Sometimes it takes a minute, sometimes it takes 20 minutes, 30 minutes, but that's the best way to do it. I did not rock her world. I did not create anything crazy in her world. She'll say, I want to go see my dad. She's 97 years old. I'm not going to tell her that your dad is no more. It doesn't make sense. It may make sense to me, but not to them. And I start asking questions about her dad. When he was born, how old he is, what he did for a living, what did they do together. I get to know her. And I'll tell you, they'll tell you stories. It's amazing. Some of the things that you, even as a child, would have heard from them. And I want to thank you for coming, and I can take questions now.